Let us see this Muslim person. We will mute the microphone and the speaker. Hello?
How can I fix this now? 1 second, sir.
All right.
Hello.
You are live on air, my friend. Mr. Muhammad? Hello? Bad connection.
I had to make my own actual. I had to make my own actual ID. What is it called?
All right. So, Mr. Muhammad, what do you like to say to us? Go ahead.
Well, actually, well, first of all, my name is Muhammad, son of Abdullah.
Okay.
And yes, I've been to Islam. Well, I was born in the city of Medina here, and I'm still currently in Medina.
All right.
Yeah, about your questions. So I've been watching your videos.
Well, you know, today we were talking about the crucifixion of Jesus. I don't know if you can elaborate about that. What you Muslim believe about the crucifixion of Jesus? What do you think about his crucifixion? Was he crucified really?
Well, sir, I can only tell you the things that I heard. So don't take this in any knowledge or written way. But let's just say,
well, you are born in the Medina, and as I know in Saudi Arabia, I mean, 5 class out of maybe 7 or 8 is Islam. You know, so I mean, Islam is heavily taught in the school. So you should know the answer. What do you think about that?
It is more than what you think it is. It is most likely, let's say, enforced.
Okay, so what?
If I may say.
So what do you think about the crucifixion of Jesus according to Islam?
So first of all, I did not study those parts, the history about the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. But I can only tell you one thing. So since when we were young, we were told, it was Jesus Christ was crucified and died, but before his death comes in, his soul was taken by Allah, and it was replaced by someone else.
But where is the story coming from?
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. So these stories were told to us, but I cannot find that story myself, even though I did the research. I mean, it's. And let's just say Google has very similar amount of research talents, but it did not find.
But you see here, Muhammad, what happened? That now what we are discovering, me and you together, that the Muslim, they don't follow their religion really. They follow somebody's. He said, she said. Who said? Why they said that? Nobody asked the question.
I've been watching your videos like. For let's just say from the start of Ramadan month. So this is the 8th and 9th. Yeah, and to be honest, I did do the research myself, and you are correct. And yes, I did ask. Well, what is it called? What do you say? What do you guys say? Mullah, Sheikh.
Sheikh, yeah, Sheikh.
Mufti.
Yeah.
I just hinted the question about verse 33, chapter 33, verse 50.
Okay.
Then, in the answer, like the other guy said, not very satisfying answer. But yeah, I mean, even though I mentioned the Qurtubi that you also mentioned about the 16 privilege of the Prophet.
Yeah.
All those things, and the answer that I got was not what I was expecting. So yeah, you are correct. But the main reason that I'm trying to call or trying to deliver the message to all the Muslims who are trying to prove they're part of the story, like the other brothers from Pakistan or UK, they're trying to convince you with whatever they have without having any let's just say backdoor. Or
any evidence, anything, right?
Any evidence.
Yeah. So what do you think now? Are you like I feel like you are now kind of maybe you want to leave Islam or something like that. I don't know if I'm wrong.
to be honest, you do make a lot of point, but you know that what you're asking is kind of a suicidal mission.
I'm not asking you to do anything. You know, you are smart. You know what you are doing. You're adult. So, are you like suspecting Islam to be truth?
Sir, look, as a Muslim, and I'm also in Medina myself, currently in Medina right now. All right.
Okay, you can
Then
hang
yes,
up
I can.
if you don't want I don't want you to risk your life. You know, we are live on air, as you know. So if you think that will risk your life, you can hang up.
Well, at least let me say one thing that I wanted to share from the beginning.
Okay.
To all the brothers that are listening, Muslim brothers and sisters, fathers or mullahs and sheikhs. If you study or trying to research all the questions that has been asked by Christian Prince, it is literally written down there. Like whenever a topic or a conversation about age of Aisha, hiding it is useless. It is true. Whatever that was mentioned in the hadith, that is true. Also, it's written Sahih al-Bukhari. So yeah, before jumping into any conclusions, try to understand the actual knowledge itself.
So you know why Muslims they defend like in a like you know like the, I don't know if you heard the person who called me and he started calling me names. Why the Muslims they are very aggressive, but yet they have zero knowledge. I mean, based on what? How where is the aggression is coming from? You know, when somebody like if I am sure, I will speak as sure. A Muslim, he do not know what he is talking about. He do not know my book. He do not know his book. And then he shouted at us, claiming that we are the wrong.
Yeah, well, also, don't forget about the guy that says, I do not believe in hadith. I only believe in the book.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that guy?
Yeah. All of them, actually, all of them, they do that. All of them, the second you show them the hadith, they try either to say, we don't accept any hadith, or they say this hadith specifically. It's just to get rid of it. It's just a way to escape.
So according to the Islam, okay, the religion of Islam, those people who actually say that they don't believe in hadith, that means they also don't believe in the Prophet himself, which means they are not Muslim. So they just revoke their Islam at that point. Do you have any idea about that?
Well, you know how somebody can follow Islam without believing in what Muhammad said, right? I mean, isn't he
exactly?
Isn't it he is the teacher? So the Quran is a book, is coming from Allah. So what is the duty of Muhammad? Just to recite the Quran? If this is the duty, then Allah can recite the Quran by the angel, and that's it, you know. So the Quran, even the Quran itself says that you have to obey those who obey the messenger, they obey Allah. So Muhammad, you have to give orders, and those orders have to obey. And then if you ask the Muslim, do you practice muta? They say to you, no, it's forbidden. They say, okay, then you have to accept the hadith, because it's forbidden by whom? By the Quran? No, the Quran approve it. And then you ask how the Quran can be deleted or disapproved by hadith. The Muslim always lie to us and they say, well, if the hadith contradict the Quran, we take the Quran over the hadith. Then we find the second we ask them about the muta, they say, well, you know what? We don't accept to do muta no more because the Prophet, he forbid it. But this doesn't mean hadith is more strong. A statement of Muhammad is more strong to follow than a statement of their God. So which one the Muslim they follow?
Yeah, let me add to that if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
You know the Shias, this Shia side. Also, in the Quran, it's only mentioned the 3 prayers, not the 5.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one more thing. There was one more thing about the Shias that you mentioned, and I did research, and it turns out to be truth. That was also written in the Quran, and it actually did approve, but it's been added as an addition through hadith.
Everything is.
I mean,
everything is. You know, the issue is Muslims, they collect those books for centuries, and now we read them for them. They get upset. How come you did not get upset for having those books all those years And if they themselves read the book, they don't complain. As an example, there's a guy, he have a video, I don't know if you saw it in Suku Film channel. He was saying, sound like Allah, he gave us permission to do prostitution. But when I make a video, says the Quran teach it's okay to do prostitution, they say it doesn't say that, CP, you're a liar. You know? But when they speak alone, the video is there. When they speak alone, Muslim together, you know, they say, look like the Quran give us permission to do prostitution. If I read it for them, yeah, if I read it for them and I am the one who's saying it, they say you're a liar. When a Muslim is alone, they read it and they agree, it's okay. Very hypocrite, you know, very hypocrite cult.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. About the slavery thing that you mentioned about the Arabs and the slave owning thing. Just so you know, that is still an active thing.
Well, I know what Saudi Arabia is. Until now, they have slaves, and the biggest slavery country in the world now is Mauritania, as I understand, and never been forbidden by Islam to not to have slaves.
You want to count about 5 million.
Yeah, the whole country in Mauritania, almost the 70% of population is slaves until now. But you see, slaves is not really what make me refuse Islam or not. Because Muslims, they try to explain, like, you know, Islam came and there's slavery already. And Islam encouraged people not to have slaves. By what? By freeing a slave. But if you read carefully, you will see Muhammad, he made to free a slave, but he did not forbid him from capturing a new slave. So now, it's like you have to sacrifice a turkey in the Thanksgiving Day in America.
Oh, yeah.
So what you have to do, you have to buy a turkey. You have to buy a turkey, right? In the Thanksgiving Day. So what Muhammad did, in order to flourish the slavery market, you go buy a slave, you free the slave, and then another Muslim, he need a slave now because he want to be forgiven. So he go and buy another slave. And this is what make the market of slavery go crazy. So Muhammad, he did not forbid slavery, he encouraged slavery. In the same time, Muhammad, he did not free his own slaves. Even Bilal, the most famous slave, which is bought by Abu Bakr, Muhammad, he died, and he come to Abu Bakr and he said, Bilal, he said to him, well, if you bought me for the sake of Allah, free me for the sake of Allah. They keep promising him, you will go to heaven, you will go, okay, but free me, I fought for you, I almost died for you many times, free me. The man is begging for his freedom.
If you don't mind, cut you in right now at this point. For the audience of yours, I bet there's multiple Muslims actually listening to it right now. Brother CP is saying is the actual truth, and it's also proven through hadith as well. It is the truth, and you cannot deny it. Yes, it may sound a little bit skeptical and not Islamic, but that is what it is. I mean, if you're a Muslim, you have to accept the truth, as it's written, as it's proven. The hadith, the word hadith means muhadasa. Muhadasa means conversation or word.
Don't speak Arabic, because that might reveal your identity if you speak in Arabic. Speak in English.
Yeah, that was just one word.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but it's okay. I mean, just because I don't want you to get harmed. Yeah.
To be honest, well, for me, it's kind of easier to find what is it called, the translations, because the book itself has been translated for more than a few languages.
Yeah.
And I do communicate in multiple languages. Well, let's just say 7, and some part on some of them I do search the translation in the languages that I know of, like 7 of them. Like also it's written in the Urdu translation as well. It's used by the nation of Pakistan and Bangladesh and India and few more other countries, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Well, my friend, thank you very much for calling, and I hope we will have more Muslims see the truth, and the truth will set them free. And for me, I encourage you to read the Bible, so you might save yourself because
Already.
we might leave Islam, yes, but salvation,
Yeah.
you know, is important too, right?
I'm already on it. You don't have to mention it. I'm already on it.
All right. What do you think about the Bible then?
Well, let's just say now try to understand the point of view of a person who was actually raised in the in this religion since birth.
Yeah.
Okay, and living in a country or a part that is, you know, that is actually enforced. So looking through other let's just say other religions, it's kind of risky. But thankfully, I mean, we are in the 21st century. We can use our mobile through VPN.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, I understand. But, you know, like now it's we're lucky more than before, you know, before in Saudi Arabia. I mean, even satellite is not there. People in Saudi Arabia used to listen only to a radio Monte Carlo. I don't know if you know about it. It's a station in Arabic, and they have, like, after they close, after 9:30 p.m., they have a program. They close for 15 minutes. Then after that, they have a program for the Arabic Bible. And this is how many Saudi, they left Islam by this station.
You know, you're talking about like when I was 13, that channel was on. Yeah. I remember it. Yeah. I remember it, the time when the war against Palestine was also started, because that was also on the TV. I remember it because we used to have those box TVs with clicky turn things.
Yeah, well, you know, the Muslims, they are, even, like, once there is a Saudi, he was watching a TV news, and he saw, like, Israeli soldiers and Palestinian, Hamas, etc. So he said, where is that? They said to him, this is the Jews in Israel with the Palestinian. He said, Jews in Israel? You know, like the Saudi, they move their hands, you know. Jews, وين المسلمين منهم? Huh? وين المسلمين منهم? He do not know that Israelis exist. He never heard of it. You know, he have no idea. Yeah, this is Saudi Arabia. But now things is different. Now there's internet. Now there's, yeah, but this is how the situation is in Saudi Arabia for a long time. But for sure now the internet changed everything. And thanks to the internet, you are speaking to me now because of the internet.
Yep. Thank God to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, we can have more conversation, like, privately if you're interested. I mean,
feel free to contact me when I am. Usually I go on Skype only when I am live. This is why you will not be able to contact me when I am offline, unless you, like, we schedule it, you know. Like the second I finish my live, I hang up my Skype. But sometimes, like, people ask me to speak to somebody, he not sure about Islam, he want to leave Islam, but he don't want to be in public, you know, he want to be in private, or a woman, or etc. So we speak in private.
Yeah. I just remembered one thing that I wanted to ask. Yeah. So I've been watching the videos, okay? The what's it called? The people who actually come to debate with you,
yeah,
which don't want to accept the actual truths that you're saying, and they start to, you know, yelling and blah 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 blah, and you also follow them up. How do you have that mental stability? Like, how do you deal with it? I know you have a life too. I know you have probably maybe family or relatives that you're living with. How do they deal with those?
Well, you know, for me, I look at the Muslims, I feel sorry for them first. It's like, you know, when somebody, you go to the hospital, you're a doctor, you know, and when the patient, he see you, let us say you are like a kid, and he see you have a needle in your hand and you want to give it to him, right? The kid, he hate you because you are going to give him a needle, and this needle will have pain, and not only that, the medicine might be, you know, like very painful, or when you drink a medicine, he forces you to take it. It have a very bad taste. This is what the Muslims they do to me. So they, you know, they get upset. They shout. They move their legs and their feet. They hit the ground. They curse me. They call me names. But you know, I understand that this is because of their foolishness. You know, so I forgive them. Like the guy who, you know, like they provoke you. But I learned too. You know the Quran. The Quran says that the Muslims, he told the Muslim, the Quran, that the reason the Christians are nice, not because they are nice, because Allah, he cursed them and he made them subdued to you. So the Muhammadan, he learned that when a Christian, he is nice to him, he think that this is because Allah, he cursed me and made me nice. So the Muslims, they are like superior, you know?
Wow.
So this is what it says. Yeah, this is what it says in many verses in the Quran, actually, in chapter 2, verse number 61, and chapter 3, verse 112. So the Christians are nice not because they are nice, not because they are following Jesus, but because Allah, he put a shame on them, you know?
Wow.
So they put, yeah, so the humiliating will strike on them, whatever, you know. So always, ضُرِبَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ الذُّلَّةِ. So wherever you see them, always they are, you know, they act like you insult them, they don't beat you up, they don't fight you. You insult them, they say, may God forgive you. That because simply Allah, he cursed them.
Oh, and sir, don't forget, while everyone is listening, don't forget about the part that in the religion of Islam, saying Assalamu alaikum to a non-Muslim is forbidden.
Yeah. Because you have to insult them, you have to humiliate them, you have to make fun of them, you know?
Oh, wait, just one more second. Like, have you, I mean, I bet you already saw those big stage debates, like sexually staged questionnaire about the big muftis, or whatever you call them. The first thing that they stand on the, let me just call it a table at the moment. I'm not good at English that much. Oh, well, I do, but I just forget the words because. Anyway, they start
like a Zakir Naik.
Nabiyina Muhammad. You know the starting points, right?
Yeah.
Like the greetings.
Yeah, like, but, you know, Uqdatan min lisani, or blah, 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 you know, this thing. Supposedly, this is Musa, what he said. Musa, he said that.
And 99% of the audience are non-Muslims.
Yeah.
That means Sheikh, the Mufti. By the way, the word Mufti means, let's just say the master. It's higher than a scholar. Higher level than a scholar. Yeah, even those people start with the salam greeting.
Yeah.
I mean,
hypocrite, you know, when they, in order to win people, they say Assalamu alaikum, peace to you, and they call them brothers and sisters. But we know that the Quran forbid them from calling us brothers or sisters. But for the sake of, you know, fooling people, taqiyya, this is taqiyya, you know? Yeah. There's a video. I don't know if you heard of it. It's called the chapter of the apple. Did you hear about the chapter of the apple by Al-Urayfi? Al-Urayfi.
Well, I need to read that.
Yeah, no, this is not a chapter in the Quran. This is Al-Urayfi. Let me see if I can find it in YouTube. It's in YouTube. He have this conference, the one you are talking about, this kind of conference, and they have like you know, Western, and I don't know where in Europe this was. I think it was France. So he asked, he want to show them that the Quran is different book, and the Quran is an amazing book, and just by hearing the Quran, you will notice that this is an amazing book. So he said, he have a translator translate into French. So he asked if somebody can come to the stage volunteer, you know, and he said, I will recite for you 2 verses. One is true Quran and one is false Quran. And he claimed that right away you will find out which one is true, you know, and which one is false. Because Allah, this is what Allah, he said, you know, Allah, he will show you which one is true. And then he did recite the verses, the one he made up, and the one which was true Quran. And he asked the French guy, after he listened, he said, just listen, we want to translate for you. Listen to them and tell us which one you like more, the first one or the second one. The French guy, he liked the one which is the fake Quran.
Yeah. You told me the story, but I haven't watched the video.
Yeah, I will find it. You know, people, they make fun of him. It was a very bad embarrassment, you know, like, yeah, because, you know, like supposedly now he will prove that the Quran is a book of God, and how your heart will tell you, your heart will show you. Let us show you, and then, you know, you will see, you will notice right away.
I'm not on YouTube.
I'm looking for it actually right now.
I'm not a much tech savvy kind of person, so
yeah, it's all right.
I open a YouTube channel and Skype thing.
Yeah, I will try to find it. Actually, the look here, I found. Oh boy.
Let me mention it again. I'm not watching YouTube. I'm just on Skype at the moment.
It's all right, my friend. Okay, we will talk about it later. Well, thank you for calling, my friend, and God bless you. And I hope you will accept the Messiah as your Lord, as your Savior very soon.
Seriously, sir, it's been a delight to communicate with you about it. So
all right.
Thank you for your time.
All right. God bless.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Definitely.
This is the chapter. It's called the chapter of the apple. Maybe I should use it from now on when I speak to Muhammad. Somebody made it